Hello class, my name is Brennan Furr, and today we're going to be going over 8 ways to spruce up your tech readiness. I found this on E-News, E-Teachers News, one of the sites we were given. Oh, ES School News, yes. And I thought this was a pretty cool article. It was about, if you were like a school president, or, how would you get your this new upcoming year ready for school? So let's begin. First thing was ensuring a happy school. Happy school begins with happy teachers in a classroom. The educators and staff don't feel supported, listened to, and fulfilled. They're not going to be happy with going to work every day, and that's pretty big when it comes to social and emotional needs. And then the last thing was positive mindsets and mental health strategies are instrumental in this goal. So what they're saying is basically that you want to make sure that there's um, a good vibe, I guess you could say, at your school. Number two, strengthening social and emotional skills. So this could be like, like creating like a book club or a club for students. But what it says on the website was interest around social and emotional learning continues to expand, due in part to recognition that positive social and emotional skills can help improve students' behavioral and academic outcomes in school. These 25 evidence-based social and emotional learning programs help teachers, empathy, flexible mindsets. So like this is very like proven and driven, but I thought like some good ideas, would be like making a club for new students that transferred in, or you know a cooking club. Just I thought clubs would be a good way to strengthen your social and emotional skills if you were a school president. Three, helping students think critically in digital age. So now obviously this is the whole thing. I mean, this is why our class right now I'm currently speaking to you on a microphone, reading a PowerPoint using a screencast. The digital age is insane. This is what's coming. This is what's now. This is what the future looks like it's going to be. So critical thinking is one of the most highly sought after skills. Today's students is even more important in the light of the constant online information resources. Students must evaluate and interpret in order to help students develop critical thinking skills in the digital age. Some educators are turning to a few key strategies. Now, the strategies was another article, so I didn't want to post that in here and get too complicated. But, if you're a teacher, you want to, it's more about, if you want to do a PowerPoint, how could you make it cooler? Or an Excel spreadsheet, make sure you use the algorithms and stuff instead of just typing in the numbers. 4. Classroom redesigns can have surprising wide-reaching effects. If you rate it here, you see, flexible seating, students clustered, small groups isn't good. I remember I had a class in the LEC building, and it was the hall actually in it, and it was just big round tables. Now some people might not like that, but I enjoy, if there's a group project, you were already at the same desk. You don't have to move desks, around. It was pretty much already set up. And then, some other classrooms would have, just rows, but rows aren't as good if, you're trying to do small groups. So it's a give and take kind of thing when it comes to that. It all really depends where you're feeling you should sit, or you want to be by your friends, you want to be more separated from some kids. 5, ensuring a return on instruction. This one was a little interesting. It's basically saying that you need to make sure that your people are prepared. Like you could have the most advanced technological school possible, new chemistry room, new touch interactive map, but that's not gonna help your students if you don't have a teacher that can use that and teach it to people. Um, yeah, I mean, basically this is why there's a lot of issues now with teaching is because people are trying to have to get younger and younger teachers to instruct these things. Like the teacher you had 15 years ago probably isn't going to be able to teach in 5 years with all this new technology. I mean, you hate to say it, but that's kind of where this whole thing is going towards. Tech can help make learning visible. Now this is cool because this is basically what we're doing also with this project. We're using a PowerPoint and screencasting it so other students can listen to it and see what we are seeing, what we made. I tried to do a little cool, pre-designed PowerPoint, but it is what it is. Tools are interventions such as software in response to intervention. Personalized learning programs, online learning can help educators determine which classroom practice to embrace. So it's basically, just seeing what kids like, or like I know when we were kids, we had like the type to learn or the just stuff kind of like that. And but now it's a little more, advanced, a little different. But you have to embrace these things now, and go full tilt, because these kids that we're teaching are going to be more technically advanced than us the next 20 years. 7, school branding is more important than you think. This one, I don't really know how to do much with technology. I guess it's more of just getting a base of people to, I guess, like build into the, like, support it. Who will support key initiatives and school improvement efforts. So, you're going to have to get funding for it. You're going to have to, get parents to be able to help their kids with online homework, which is kind of difficult sometimes because, I know my mom tried helping my little sister with stuff. She doesn't know how to sign into Sakai and this other thing, and then go to Canvas, stuff like that. So it's showing how some people are so off. Not off. I can't think of the word I would use for that. But things are changing for parents. They're not just helping their kids, do a math problem. It's signing online, checking the email for those kids, finding their homework quiz grade online. 8, future. This one I thought was actually really interesting because future ready librarians can move your school miles into digital tomorrow. Librarians must see themselves as leaders, conceive their work as connected to system initiatives, and then act collaboratively with fellow colleagues. So basically, like, librarians now are no more just, handing out books and making sure you return them. Like, I remember I used to take out all these, like, card books, like, now they have to be able to, help with the laptop and see if they can fix it. Help you sign in, because I feel like more in today's age, computer class and like we have like a pure like library where you used to just go read books are kind of becoming the same thing now. So I thought the 8th one was pretty interesting. So my highlights, I thought, as I said before, I thought the librarians was very interesting. They need to do more than just make sure books are back in order. Just check that kind of stuff. Strengthening the social skills, I thought was a good one. I think I said this before when I was at the slide. Schools getting, I like the transfer idea of, making clubs for new students, or, if you make a club about, a sport, you're getting kids from different age groups to be in that same club. It's good for the people to, meet kids older and younger, because, they'll learn some things that helps, interacting. Teaching students earlier. Technology is a huge thing. I mean, I remember I had computer class when I was a kid, and I can't even imagine what kids in 10 years are going to have to do. We used to just, play mini clippers, some of those like fun games. But now kids are probably getting iPads in schools, or, stuff like that. And the last thing I liked a lot was how they talked about designing a classroom. I think the design to a classroom is actually really, really important. Pitfalls, I personally didn't have too many of these. I just didn't kind of understand the branding thing. I think that would be a really hard one to do if you don't have the right support system around you. And then technology, I said also before during the slide, you can have the best technology, but you need that teacher to instruct it and teach it. And then my opinion, I thought this was a cool article. It was interesting because at first I didn't realize it was from a teacher slash principal standpoint. I thought it was just if you were a kid going to school. But as I kept reading and going through more, I was like, oh, this is interesting. If I wanted to work at a school one day. And my questions for you guys: if you can make a 9th way to spruce up your tech readiness, if you were the head of a school, how would you? 2, out of the 8 things we discussed in this slide, which ones do you think is most important? And then the third one is, will one day we not need teachers in some schools? I thought I'd just throw out a funny, cool question at the end there. With technology is getting so much more advanced, 10, 20 years, are there still going to be teachers teaching classes? Or will kids literally go to a school and somebody will teach them over the internet? So I thought that was pretty interesting. Thanks, guys.